No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today we're here with up-and-coming, rising LA sensation, Perico.
What's happening?
You like that?
Yeah, that sound good right there. That sound good.
He already was showing remorse or regret for the fact that he was about to get his greasy hair on the headphones. So
yeah, I usually don't. I give people that option before I just grab them. So, somebody probably got to use them after me.
Right.
Don't
Well, hey,
look like it's
I'm
to
accepting.
wipe them down with in this motherfucker.
I'm totally accepting of it. And then also to my left, we got Jeff Weiss,
What's going on?
who has written about G. Perico for LA Weekly, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you're intimately aware of what's going on in his life.
I'm familiar. Yeah,
Very familiar. And
hair
then
icon.
across from me, we have someone who I've previously referred to as kind of my street Sherpa, TK.
Consigliere.
Making sure that I, if I want to get an interview with an LA gangster rapper, pretty much I hit up TK. Hey, let's make this happen.
It is.
There it is.
And we here.
So, Perico, where are you from exactly? Let's talk about where you're coming from.
I'm from South Central Los Angeles, like the East Side, around where the 105 and the 110 connect, like back behind that. Yeah.
Okay. And so, what was your upbringing like?
Shit, my shit was pretty good. I ain't even gonna front. Like, I ain't got no crazy story. Like, I ain't never been homeless and none of that shit. You know what I mean? But I've been involved in all the activities, though, as far as, street shit is concerned, growing up at a very young age. So, but I don't got no woe was me story. Like,
Any stories?
I did a gang of gangster shit, and, and been in the gang of gangster situations, a lot of shit documented, a lot of shit not, so
Do you have any memories of, as a kid, where you sort of started to realize that you were growing up in kind of a unique environment where you were seeing a lot of stuff that other kids didn't necessarily see?
Nah, I didn't realize that until recently. Because it's like, if you don't see nothing else, how you know if it's something different? Like, I see shit on TV, the TV shows that used to come on, but after a while, it's like, fuck TV. Like, and then I grew up like around the time like right before all this social media shit. So motherfuckers used to still be outside and running around and shit. You know what I mean? So, I didn't really see shit, but the shit. Like, I come outside, look out, it's the homies hanging out deep. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit I admire. So I never realized until later, like, damn, you grew up crazy as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Do you feel like you're different as an artist because you didn't grow up with social media kind of being everywhere? Because you're not like a Twitter person that much.
I'm not Twitter. I don't even know what the fuck to put on
Yeah.
Twitter. Like,
You're pretty consistent with Instagram, though, because that's kind of easier. It's like you get a good-looking photo.
Yeah, you throw a picture up, you know what I'm saying? You like a gang of pictures. That's what I do. I go on a liking spree. You know what I mean?
Hit that explore tab and just any girl with two legs, just don't tap that real quick.
Yeah, I'm bad at that. You know what I'm saying? But I think every artist is different. You know what I'm saying? That's the dope shit about being an artist. You know what I mean? And like, as long as you tell your story right, I'm not, too different from anybody to do that. You know what I'm saying? But
So do you remember like a specific time when you started to get interested in music? Were you around it a lot as a kid?
Nah, the crazy thing, I actually was like around music. Like, my uncle did music, but I wasn't like all the way around him though. But I was right there watching. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of music he
he'll
make?
snatch me up. Rap shit.
Okay.
But he actually had an artist that was a reggae artist.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. And behind my granny house, he had like a little studio. Gang of niggas used to be in the back and shit. Like, a gang of shit used to go on at the house. You know what I'm saying?
So did you ever see any of them have any kind of success like musically, or did it just give you the realization that like, oh, it's possible that I could get into this?
Nah, I didn't see no visible success. And I was so young at the time when he was doing that shit. I didn't, he kind of just stopped fucking with it as I got like an age, like, around enough like to watch myself and shit and run around and see the world. You grow up fast in the hood. So like around that time, he was already like kind of like out of the mix, not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? But like early on though, I remember him on the move. You know what I'm saying? He used to bring industry bitches through the house and shit.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So you were seeing the groupie lifestyle even at a young age?
Yeah, I was seeing
Beautiful.
few little singer broads and shit. I don't want to bring them up, but yeah.
Famous ones? Ones we know about?
Yeah.
Monica.
Very interesting.
You know what I'm saying? So
Adele?
I was exposed to that shit like super young, and then, you know, after that it was like a dry period, and that's when it, you know, street shit just kicked in. So
Well, around what age did you start to get wrapped up in the street shit?
like around 12 years old, 12,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? 12, 13.
Did you
what
know
I mean?
you were a Crip before then? Did you know that was going to be your future?
Yes, because that's what, like, everybody grow up claiming some shit, like, from elementary school, like, what you see in your house or what you see outside, like, that shit, it was well, no mystery when I was growing up, you know what I mean? So, like, we knew, like, me and my cousin, like, you know, we either gonna be from here, here, or here. This is what's in the area
Right.
of where I grew up at. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, hell yeah, we grew up early, claiming cliques, all type of shit, doing the gang a little badass shit, and then, you know, it's that one summer.
That one summer where shit just got heated?
That one summer, life changed, you know what I'm saying? But, you know.
Was your image of what gangbanging was it entirely based on your own experience, or did you have like visual aids in terms of like movies or TV or music that were kind of informing like what you thought gangs were at that time?
Like, the only movie that niggas had was what? Boys in the Hood.
That's what I'm saying, but
Society,
those are kind of old by the time you're coming up, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, that's really it. Like, ain't no other, like, LA movies that break it down like that.
Because they don't make like movies that make gangbanging look super sexy anymore. They kind of like have reached the point where
like, it's like a lot of movies like making that shit like comical and shit. So
true, you see that more now.
you know, no movies. So it was just all firsthand, like me seeing the homies, fast cars and shit, bitches, big ass rollers and they shit. You know what I mean? All that shit. You know,
So
niggas getting punched out. Shooting the whole shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so let's talk about that summer though. What had to happen that summer, and this is what, when you were 12?
Yeah, around 12, 13. So my cousin, this nigga, he go get put on the hood. You know what I'm saying?
So he was the first one out of your friend group?
Yeah, so he come back, he from the hood.
Okay.
I'm like, what?
He's acting different?
Yeah, he from the hood, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we know like a lot of the homies, but we didn't know a lot of the homies. Nigga didn't realize how many homies it was because just the section that we stayed in. So, like, niggas knew niggas, you know what I'm saying? But then he get put on. This nigga know everybody from the hood now. You know what I'm saying? That's whoop-de-whoop right there. That's whoop-de-whoop. That's
Right.
whoop-de-whoop. And I'm sitting there looking. I come like a few months after him, you know what I'm saying? And I come get put on and shit, but it was just, I think that nigga getting put on and just, I was just like mesmerized by that shit. Like, damn, the homies is out here. Like, nigga, it's all type of shit going on right here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a kid. I'm like, shit. And they treated me like, in most cases, they treated me like I'm grown like them. You know what I mean?
And that's really what you want when you're a 12, 13-year-old.
Right. It's like a big ass brotherhood. Like, nigga, and these niggas is doing all the shit, breaking all the laws, doing all the gangster shit. So,
And they seem like they know how to get away with breaking all the laws.
and they just showed a nigga major love, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a couple homies that used to try to like clown and shit, like, you old pretty boy ass nigga when I was little, you know what I'm saying? My cousin, he a black ass ugly nigga, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, of course they gravitated to him a little bit more at first, but I think that's what made me so bad. You know what I mean?
So
Because I turned out way worse than him.
you kind of had like
trouble.
a pretty boy look at a certain age? Okay.
You know, light-skinned nigga. I had all the shit. You know what I mean?
Girls were feeling you from a young age, unlike your friend that you're describing here?
Growing up, you know what I'm saying? It's just something I've been blessed with since the beginning. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't remember nothing else. But
That's tight.
you know what I mean? But
I wish I could say that.
One time for the ism.
What's that?
The ism.
the ism?
The
You
ism?
don't know about the ism?
No, I
That's
gotta get
real.
put
Perico,
That's good.
Ryan.
What is that? Just your natural swag or something?
You could call it that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Damn, I'm gonna get dragged for not knowing about the ism.
Oh, no, you'll be all right. It's kind of like a secret society. You know what I mean?
Okay. So what do you think, like, when you look at it, what was like, were you attracted to the safety of having all these people having your back? Were you attracted to like the friendship element of it, the ability to sort of go and do bad, fucked up shit?
It wasn't even necessarily like the fucked up bad shit that drove me at all. Like, so that wasn't really like my intentions until I, you know, decided that I need to be somebody around here. But like just the camaraderie and shit. Like everybody was together. I think I came around like the ass end of my hood being like that. Like right now it's like cutthroat. Like nigga, fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Fuck
not that
nigga.
much of like a local unit so much anymore.
It's like a gang of different units.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it's still the same, but it's just like a gang of different. At one time, it used to be all together, like, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Like all one big ass, just like, well, put it like this: the in crowd was way bigger at that time.
Okay, so
what I mean?
it was more like the popular or the dudes who got along with everybody was like a big unit as opposed to
No,
now
not
it's more
the niggas
split
that
up.
got along with everybody.
Oh, okay.
No, this gang shit we talking. You know what I'm saying? The niggas that get along with everybody be somewhere else getting along. You know?
Right.
Chilling, you know, peace, you know, all that shit. Like the in crowd, basically all the active homies.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like you active, you know, it was a bigger crowd, you know what I'm saying, around the time when I came in. You know what I mean? I think the whole streets is like way fucking different now, but
Do you try to like keep your nose out of that stuff as much as possible these days? You still own a store in the hood, right?
yeah. I'm probably a never leave from over there. Like as far as like coming through and shit and supporting and all that, I've probably never ever in my life stopped doing that. Like I'm gonna have some type of presence around there. You know what I mean? Cause I just dedicated like my life to that shit at one point. You know what I mean? I'm rapping and doing music by fucking default. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's hard for a lot of times, like some person like me that didn't grow up around the gang shit, to understand how much of like a force it is, or how aware you are of it from a real early age? Because a lot of people have like a weird idea of what the gang shit is, right?
I mean, anything that you're not involved in, you might have like the wrong idea about it. You know what I mean? Until you actually a part of it, like it's a lot of shit that I might have the wrong idea about. I want to do.
What do you think is most misunderstood?
Just the fact that everybody is just like senseless monsters and it's just like trouble. Like it's trouble, yeah, but I would say it's just more so just people trying to like live their life and survive and shit. You know what I'm saying? More so overall, you know what I mean? It's just survival, and if violence called for that shit at the time, that's what it is. But it's to the max. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think that like I see a lot of that because the same kids that a lot of people probably kind of regard as being monsters or just crazy violent dudes or whatever.
The coolest motherfuckers.
And when I meet them, I get to kind of see a different side of them because a lot of them want to make it. They want to be a rapper. They want to do something with their life. So I don't get to see the crazy violent side of them. I get to see the like nice, normal, like trying to like express themselves to me and tell me what they want to have going on and stuff. So there is like a big disconnect there, because if you were to listen to people on the news or whatever talk about people from these neighborhoods,
oh, that's gonna make it seem horrible, man.
Well, I feel like it's like good people can do bad things and bad people can do good things. And it's like there's not like a line, or it is. It's like how like I've interviewed plenty of people, I'm sure, that have like, you know, I don't want to get into it, but you know, done their shit. And it's like, but at the same time, you're like, that's a good, honest person. It's just someone crossed them, you know.
And we live in America too. Don't get it fucked up.
Yeah.
As black people, we are marginalized at all times, and anything that looks to make us, I mean, less human. And that's one of the things that people use to make us less human. When you go to court and somebody sits before you and they have your life in your hands, they're going to judge their circumstance too with the 40 or 50 or 60 or 100 people they saw to look exactly like you.
Yep.
And if they had no reference to that other than what they've been told, what do you think they're going to do? And I just think the system perpetuates that in it. And rap is one of the things, and even rap music, you can go back to Lil Richard. Lil Richard was gay, and he had white girls liking him. He had the thing, you know what I'm saying?
Chuck Berry,
all of them had. It all comes back regardless.
Jack Johnson, like
that's the good thing about rap and white kids and white, especially from your generation and youngest. That's the first time I feel that white America has had a thing to really understand. Even your parents and people like that like, pretty sure your parents like some black musician or something back in the day, jazz or R&B
my
or disco
grandfather,
or some shit.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I remember my dad talking about Tina
grandfather
Turner a lot.
Tina Turner.
I think he just thought
Turner.
she was hot. Yeah.
But he may have not went to your grandma and told your grandma, like, I would fuck the shit out of Tina Turner.
I hope, yeah, probably
I'm
not.
just
My
saying.
grandfather would have.
He would've did it.
He would
I'm
go to
just
Harlem
saying.
a lot.
I'm
He was
just-
wild.
there you
He was a
go.
lefty like me. You know, you're a lefty.
You
Yeah,
get those,
yeah.
man. The majority of people,
Room from birth.
Can you just point that right here, man?
yeah. The majority of people, I would say, because I went to school with a lot of white people my entire life, and I've lived between both the worlds, and I know that one of the things that they do, because that's why white kids love in the 90s and late 80s, and you was one of them kids, and I think you say I forgot what kind of gangster rap it was you was listening to.
Snoop and Dre, 1992.
Snoop and Dre, so
Yeah.
you know
Snoop and Dre.
Doggy
That
style.
was like,
Yeah.
I feel like the difference between that and like they made like that lifestyle seem fun, whereas NWA was kind of more.
It was more political inherently inside
I mean,
of it. Yeah.
but I think the Chronic is a very political album too, and I think a lot of people get that twisted.
Yeah, it's
but
political.
but
But
it
it
was
showed
also-
the fun side.
right,
Yeah,
facts.
exactly.
Most
It
people don't
showed the
get
fun
Yeah.
side of the shit, which it is like, the shit really is all fun and games for the most part.
Right.
And then it gets serious, and even that's fun and games. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Until you're directly affected.
Because I do everything with a smile. Motherfuckers think I be joking, but, you know, it's dead serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Did you so you joined this gang or whatever when you're 12, 13? Did you start to get into like selling drugs and stuff real quick, or did it take a
Shit.
while?
Hell yeah.
What were you doing? I feel like you're a little far removed
you
from
gotta
now.
get
So.
money, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, it was homies around having money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, I never had a job in my life, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that I done sold drugs my whole life and none of that. I'm not saying that. But
You never worked at Del Taco or something?
I appreciate
Man,
that you
I
own a
ain't-
store though.
I
and
ain't
you've
never
Does
had,
now,
I've
yeah.
never had one, I never even filled out a job application.
Really?
Hell no, I never even attempted to. For what? It's like when we used to walk outside and shit. Like, it's just money everywhere, all over the fucking streets. Like, everybody fucking. At one point, like, everybody smoked crack.
Even when you were a kid?
What? Everybody, when you come outside, like, it's just spots rolling everywhere. You could just stand on the fucking corner.
So you were kind of in the glory days of the crack epidemic to a certain degree?
Kind of like the, I guess I would say like the end of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Do you remember
like, I
as
learned
that
how to
sort of
get
went
money
away?
early, but like I first started, like I got like I bought some weed with my Christmas money, and then fucked up the flip, fucked up the re-up. Like, fuck, I could have bought some shoes and shit with this shit. You know
What
I'm
went
saying?
wrong? You didn't sell it for the right price or something?
Nah, I was smoking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Selling some of it. Shit was taking forever. So I just, you know, it wasn't nothing like the other shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit you just step outside. You know what I mean?
Oh, so weed presented itself as not being as smart as crack pretty early on?
Yeah, like just definitely not as
Sentencing
fast.
is
You know what I'm saying? Now weed is everything. Weed is gold. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy how that worked, huh?
Yeah.
Did you graduate high school?
Yeah, I graduated high school. I graduated high school early. But you know what's the crazy shit about that? Like, I was fucking up so bad in school, right? But I kept going to juvenile hall, doing little stints and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I came home one year and my granny was like, she sat me down. She like, you realize, because on her side of the family, like, they pretty, you know, legit. You know what I'm saying? And you realize you're going to be the only motherfucker that ain't graduate from high school and shit? I'm like, I just looked at her like, when I'm, you know, I ain't tripping off school.
Yeah.
And then I end up going back to jail, and I'm not knowing this. Every time that I'm sitting in jail, they make you go to school, so they giving you credits. So my credits was ahead just from, like, getting in trouble so much.
So you wouldn't have graduated, but because you were in
No,
jail.
Yeah. They make you go to jail in juvenile hall.
That's
so
weird.
the credits was there, you know what I mean? And then when I got out, it was this old white lady named Kimmy.
Uh-huh.
She had a school on 78th and Western. And was it on right there? She moved it a couple times though. I think she moved it to the hood when I graduated. But you know, I'm out and shit. We chilling. She like, you only need whoop-de-whoop credits to graduate. I graduated a year early. Like, I graduated in January or December. December or January, one of them. You know what I'm saying? And that picture on Shit Don't Stop, That's my graduation right there. When I'm throwing up the hood, I just got out. I was on house arrest. The homies was in there deep. You know what I mean? I give it up for the hood.
That's fire. Hey, but so when did you what was the first time you went to jail for, and what were you getting in trouble for during those high school years?
I went to jail around the same time that we got put on for resisting arrest first.
Okay.
And then after that, just every case after that, gun case.
Oh, okay. So did you feel like you had to have a gun on you from a very early age?
Shit, it was popping. Every day shooting, you know what I mean? It's like a sin not to have a gun. Like, it's damn near like get your ass beat if you moving around and you ain't got no gun.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you can't defend. You just gonna be a dead homie. At least you know what I mean? Be able to holler. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, guns was like something like mandatory.
Okay.
Like pretty early, and then at like certain homies ain't even want me to have no pistol. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Why is that? Just because you were young, or?
Yeah, something like certain homies like had like a little more understanding than other ones. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, bro, they ain't giving out juvenile life no more, nigga. You ain't coming back home, nigga. We go do 7 years and come home. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was homies like that. Then it was homies like, nigga, what y'all niggas doing? You know what I'm saying?
Were you even hearing them when you had people warning you about jail and stuff like that?
Nah, because of the urgency for me to prove myself was like shit, nigga. Cause I watched niggas get they ass beat, smooth up out the hood, teeth knocked out, dragged off. I watched that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't want to be that, you know what I'm saying? And then I watched niggas that niggas respected and why niggas respected them, you know what I'm saying? And, it's pretty much two things, nigga.
Yeah.
Or both. You know what I'm saying? You knock niggas out or you fucking shoot niggas or both. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's the, if you don't do that shit, you just Joe Schmo. And,
When did music start to become a part of your life, though, actually making music?
shit.
In the middle of all this craziness that you were living through?
Nah, like the wave had already like. If my hood was still the same, I'd be right there right now.
Still the
wrapped
same,
up.
like there was still a lot of money to be made?
Just with the same people, that same energy.
So you feel, did
That
everybody you were
that's-
around get locked up and shit?
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like locked up, dead, moved out of state. Like, everything, like shit just shifted. You know what I mean? And that's how the streets do. Like it shift like damn near like every 5 years or some shit like that. So, yeah, shit just shifted. You know what I mean? And that's like really when I start fucking with the music. You know what I mean? Like trying to actually do it. Like, I could rap a little bit, but like really trying to do music was like when I got out the pen the first time.
Yeah, so okay, that you going to jail that period of time, that was kind of the big thing that like caused you to get into the music scene. So how did you get locked up that time?
I was in a high-speed chase, me and a homie, and I threw a tech out the window.
What was
and the motherfucker went off.
What was the chase about in the first place?
One of my, like, some shit happened. It's documented, so I can't get in trouble for it twice, right? Mm-hmm. So,
I hope. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't want to. I mean,
hey, look.
it makes sense to me.
Anyway, look, I jump. Well, let's make the long story short then. You know what I mean? I jump in the car. I'm like, one of my homies tell me to, like, I shouldn't be riding around like that. I'm like, all right, I'm finna go put this shit up. I jumps in the car. I got the homie driving, though. He didn't even want to. I fucked up for this. He ain't even want to drive. I'm like, cuz, take me around the corner right quick. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He like, man, I get him wrapped up. He go to the pen with me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's,
For gun charges.
yeah, for the high-speed chase and all that shit. So anyway, soon as we pull up, my car hot. You know what I'm saying? My car hot. So soon as we pull off, like, fucking undercovers get to banking off right behind us.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh, shit. We hit Broadway. They bank off Broadway, about 5-6 cars. And then we get to the light on the phone, and they lit us up. Chase was on. You know what I'm saying? And niggas got caught. And
They had the
we bailed
helicopter
out,
out?
though.
They got the helicopter on you?
Yeah.
Standard LA.
That shit was on the news, the whole shit. But yeah, we we bailed out like before soon as a nigga got booked, I was out. Then we went and got the homie the next morning.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And we was chilling for a year and then went to the pen.
How long did you end up getting locked up for?
They gave us 4 years.
And you did how long?
A little bit over 2.
Okay. And so did you have any kind of stuff going on music-wise before this?
Yeah, like I probably like did a song like for the hood, but I wasn't trying to rap though at all.
It was just a
I
side
didn't
thing?
have shit going on with like street shit, nigga shit. You know what I mean?
Did you always think you could rap? Like, did you kind of have in the
Yeah,
back of your
hell
mind?
yeah, because I could talk that shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had that. I knew I had that in me. You know what I'm saying? But to what type of extent, like, or was it something I want to do? Like, I could.
Did you ever write when you were a kid, like writing stories?
Yeah. I was pretty good in like English and shit. You know what I'm saying? So writing essays and stories and shit. Yeah, I was good at that.
See, that's a good question to ask. I was gonna say, yeah, what were the things that you noticed that you were talented at as a kid, and you went straight for the verbal skills, and I think that's probably
I could read real good, and I could write real good. You know what I mean? Without like that wasn't even no secret. That was something that I knew. You know what I mean? But like outside of that, like schooling, I didn't give a fuck about shit else. Like, you know what I mean?
So during your time locked up, what did you spend your time doing, and like how did you change once you came out?
The first time I was in the pen, I was smoking weed, getting drunk.
So it's easy as shit to get weed and alcohol in there, or what? Is it a real challenge?
Cuz was with me. We was cellies for a year or 2.
A year or 2?
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
so
like
you guys
a year
really
or
know each
something
other
like
then.
Yes.
Damn.
Like
What's up,
I
Cypress?
caught
You
a
know, man.
case in jail for conspiracy to introduce a controlled substance in the California facility.
You were sneaking drugs in.
I wasn't doing shit. I caught a case in jail for that.
Allegedly.
Yeah, and was sitting in the hole for a minute. Like I wasn't doing shit but fucking up. Like I'm like a real like. My whole thing was like I'm in it. Like why I'm a fake and act like I'm finna get a fucking job. I'm not finna do that. You know what I'm saying? Same shit with this music right now. Like nigga, that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was terrible.
So did you have no hope for
But
like a
smooth,
better
though,
future?
you know what I'm saying?
You were a smooth criminal.
Terrible. You know what I mean?
But so
you know,
did-
they say you only got to get caught one time, but you know, you get away a lot of times.
Yeah. Were you hopeless at this time though? You
I
didn't
ain't
see
never
a better.
been hopeless. Like, well, I mean, hopeless as far as like not doing shit else.
Yeah. Did you not see like a
Nah,
better version of
nah.
yourself that you could be?
Get out and go harder, get more money, live better, shit like that. You know what I mean? But like changing my life for what?
Because what would the option have been if you were to decide to change your life? You
Ain't
know?
no other
Yeah.
option. I ain't never seen no other option. What's the other option? Me go slave for somebody till I get old and be miserable and shit. Like, nah, I enjoy this fast shit too much. You know what I'm saying? I love this fast. I still be having that itch. Like, it's hard for me. Like my niggas will tell you, like, it's, you know, I'm like a, recovering crack fiend on this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like
It's still hard
shit
to stay
calling
away.
me. Yeah.
I feel you. So you're in there, and are you the kind of guy who like you're in jail and you're not really that miserable being there? Like you're kind of able to find the
you
enjoyable
gotta-
side of it,
See, you got to remember that I was doing all this juvenile hall shit.
right? So you're kind of used
So
to
jail was like, you know, I had to get myself out of that. That's a fucked up frame of mind to be in. Like, oh well, like we don't want to get caught, but all right, if I get caught, I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna do 2. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying?
it. 2 years in jail doesn't seem that bad
Right,
in that
yeah,
situation.
I'm gonna go knock out that, and I'm gonna be right back. You know what I'm saying? Get my shit. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? That be the mind frame. So yeah, I fell into that early. You know what I'm saying? Juvenile hall. You leave that, niggas be like, see you in YA. You leave that, see you in the pen. You know what I mean?
It's like a summer
see you in
camp
the
vibe,
feds.
huh?
Yeah, shit like a joke. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then actually like, oh, you know, nigga fell into the statistic. But yeah, I really didn't see nothing else because I ain't see no other people that's successful. Like everybody that they say is like got they shit together that I see. I'm not leaving the hood like that. Or I'm going to other hoods. You know what I'm saying? People that I see that they saying is successful and how you want to live, they go work all fucking day, don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Be stressed. I seen my granny do it, like, and I was like, man, I don't never want to be like this.
So was this bid the one where you came out and you kind of had a buzz going on the music side?
Yeah, this last no.
Oh, okay, so you came out for a while.
I went to jail. I wasn't doing shit.
Oh, this is an early ass bid right here. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't doing shit, but trying to be the slickest motherfucker there is. You know what I mean?
I like it because you really seem like you still are looking back at it, like appreciating those times, and like you enjoy the culture of it.
Like,
yeah,
it's my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? My life really like being like what motherfuckers talk about. So I'm not ashamed of shit at all because I chose it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I wanted to do something else. So every time I fucked up and got hemmed up, it's a part of the game. Some shit that I gotta accept. And that's that. Like, I don't want to feel sorry for me or nothing. That's my life, and that's why I could talk about the shit and laugh about it. You know what I mean? Like, shit, I really like, they should make a movie about me. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they will
sit down
day.
with one of these motherfuckers and just start telling the
See
story.
the Tupac movie?
Yeah, yeah, I seen it. I went to the premiere.
You enjoyed
know what
it?
I'm saying? It was cool. It was dope. I fuck with it.
I gotta see it just so I can have this conversation.
Yeah, so, that's pretty much it. Like, I just, didn't want to go get a job and be like, for what? Like, I'm living fast.
So you finally get out that time, and then
I get out, and then, like, what slowed me down a little bit, because, like, my granny, like, I'm a granny's boy, you know what I'm saying? So I call her for I get in trouble. Granny, you know what I'm saying? From a little kid, like, you know what I'm saying? She never seen nothing bad in me. You know what I mean? But I was bad as fuck. You know what I mean? But she never seen it. So when I get out, like, she was fat my whole life. When I get out, she's skinnier than I am right now. And she always been fat, cancer, eating her up and shit. So I was taking care of her, but I was still doing my shit. You know what I mean? But just like a little bit smarter, like, all right, I can't be as reckless as before, but I'm still not finna go, nah. I'm on parole. I told the PO, man, I ain't getting no job, man. For what? You know what I'm saying?
What do they say when you say that?
I just told them I ain't getting no job. I ain't gonna get in trouble, though. And if I do, you gonna put me in jail anyway. So, And they was pretty cool. And then my granny was milking it for me. Like, she milked everything for me till the day she died. She's sick. Putting it on thick. He right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that helped
so
me.
she was your alibi. Okay.
Yeah, so that helped me out a lot. You know what I'm saying? And
what a nice lady.
so I was slowing it up. Then she died. I had a daughter like 2 months later. But it's like, nigga, the monster back on. I gotta get money. Whoop, whoop. I'm in this. And then I caught another case, gun case. Raid. Like a crazy ass raid.
Raid to the house you were in? Or?
Yeah. I've been in like loads of raids. Like everything like documented on my, like I've been in the gang of raids, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So this particular one was like the coldest one though. They were shooting bombs in the window and all type of shit blowing up. And all we had was a pistol in there. So I ended up going back to jail. It was a DA reject, and they picked the case up like a year later on me. And then I end up getting 2 years for that, 2.5. I did a little bit over a year. You know what I mean? And then now we here.
I just remembered that I didn't ask you about what happened with when you threw the gun out the window and it went off. Was that an extra charge because it went off?
Yeah, but they dropped that shit because it was nothing. And then I ended up taking that little time, surrendered. Right. Came home.
Okay, so then this next bid, you go in for a year.
Yeah.
And was this the one where you were starting to have the music shit going right before you went in?
Okay. Now I met Polly Boy, a couple other niggas. We got a studio. I'm spending all my little money in the wrong places, but I'm spending it, you know what I'm saying, on some ghetto shit. And like the area was just my little area was fucking with it, you know what I mean? And just gave me like stupid confidence. So when I bounced out, I just kept going, you know what I mean? It was more just like a super local movement, but like the homies and everybody was doing so much shit, like, it gave me the confidence to get me right here. Right. Or just, in the position I'm at, which I need to gas up way harder.
That's what I like about like street rap in LA is that it'll get really popular in the neighborhood before it gets popular online. Yeah. And whereas like a lot of the hipster shit, it's like it gets crazy popping online before any of the people in that local area are so much a part of it.
I'm on the streets with it at first, so Yeah, that shit happened.
Well, okay, Jeff, let me throw this at you. When's the first time you heard Perico, and what was it about him that appealed to you?
It was G shit.
Okay.
Well, because
Yeah,
I mean, I like
shit. That's what I made.
I like art. You know, I like he has a singular voice. Like I feel like you can get like, I mean, I don't know. I've listened to a lot of gangster rap. You know what I mean? I've listened to a lot of LA gangster rap, and you hear a lot of people repeating the same cliches, but like the plot lines are similar, but the stories sound different. Like the voice is different. That like the style is different. I feel like that's like everyone has their own like, you know, it's like you can like a great like crime novelist or something. You know what I mean? Like they can write like James Ellroy is different than Dashiell Hammett, different than Raymond Chandler. But like I don't know, it also like just on like a musical level, it's like I don't know, it bangs and
yeah, bang.
you know, it's like, like at the end of it, right? It's like it comes down to it. You're like, does it, you know?
Yeah.
Bangs like you can. It's LA, you know. It sounds good in a car, like driving west or east, loud. Hopefully no traffic.
Yeah, because I had to drive to fucking Santa Monica today during like rush hour, so it's taking me down all these side streets, and I was banging the new tape, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, this is pretty much like designed for this drive.
He's LA, you know, and like I feel like that's like there's something like, you know, you can't come to LA and just be like an LA artist. Like I mean you can, like, but it's different. Like it's like the lingo is different. It sounds like it's made for the climate, you know. It just the stories.
You can smell the authenticity.
The blocks, you know what I mean? Like 100, like the blocks, you know. It's like it can't be faked. It's not artificial, you know. So it's and like that's the difference, you know. I feel like there's a lot of gangster rappers that might have done real shit and they speak in kind of cliches, but like you can tell like these stories, you know. And like also like I like when he's like I'm left-handed, so I took it this way, and I'm a lefty, so it's like I know like lefties think differently. You know, he thinks like differently.
Okay, I didn't know that was a whole thing.
Yeah, most
left-handed shit.
Yeah,
I'm over here writing with my right hand like a fucking simp.
Eccentric.
Yeah. What about you, TK? Like, from your perspective, where does Perico fit in the lineage of LA rap?
Well, first of all, I seen him bubbling for a minute, and then shit, maybe like whenever Donnie got out.
Yeah, we got out around the same time.
Yeah, that's who I was in the little thing, and we was all talking. So it's different people from different neighborhoods in LA. Everybody talking, and they throwing who they throwing up. And I already seen Perico on his Young Bubble. I heard it, but I was, you know, you just hear about everybody. And my bro was such an advocate for it. So I'm like, damn. I'm talking about he just in my ear, and his cousin is a very influential person in the music industry that I came up with. So he like, man, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. This the shit. And then me and him got in the whole argument about crystal, people smoking crystal meth in the hood. And he was like, man, this is the shit right here. And then we was talking about that, and we was going into this. So it had been brought to me in such a way that I couldn't deny it. And he actually gave me the CD. So I said, I don't listen to CDs. Let me go home and pull it up. So I started doing my own research. So I said, he got something. And then shout out to Cypress Moreno. That's my young guy. Me and Cypress been linking. And Cypress is like, G is that one. G is that one. G is that one.
Cypress ain't say that at first, though.
Well, he was hating on you at first? Let's hear about that.
Nah, just fucking with him.
But he was not, them is two advocates that, you know, one of my street partners and one of my music partner. And both of them saying it made me think another way. And then I was just asking other rappers and other people I knew in the streets, and then I was listening to the music, and then about 6 months ago, it was undeniable. This as far as because I feel like, just like what you said, like how you are on the level and how you are as a participant and how you are, I feel like I'm in a special place with the music and the streets in aficionado, which means that I seen the best of the best work ethics, the best the West can make, the best the East can make, whatever, however you want to put it. So when I seen it, and then I'm tripping too. And then Yams, I'm tripping.
Oh, you were with
I'm tripping too.
You had a relationship with him?
I'm tripping, yeah. And
Damn.
then,
Hey, why you got that cat on you, dog?
That's my cat. You like that? Damn, am I ever going to be able to stop interviewing people who credit Yams with a huge part of their success? Because even though he's been gone, it just keeps happening.
Yams, when I got out, I was, you know, I didn't really know exactly what I was gonna do, but Yams hit me on a FaceTime and shit, playing the song and shit, and then he was coming through fucking with me, calling me on a regular, like, bro, do this like that, don't do that, this not, you know what I'm saying? And he supported the whole shit. I that was totally unexpected because it wasn't past nowhere past fucking Imperial and Century, Vernon and Slauson. It was just in that, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's it.
You weren't thinking about some guy in New York like really being able to
Right.
comprehend what you were doing?
Right.
That's crazy. So have you had anybody like in the industry and stuff who's like supported you along the way? Because I know that's like a weird thing with LA is that a lot of times people look at these big overpowering figures and then they look at them and they're like, they're not necessarily doing enough or going out of their way to bring people up out of the hood.
No, I definitely had a few people that's involved, lend they support, lend they hand, or advice or whatnot. You know what I mean? I don't really expect shit from niggas because I just know how crazy my life be and how busy I be, and I ain't even famous like that yet. You know what I'm saying? So I probably never talk shit about no nigga for not doing certain shit. But yeah, it's been a lot of people extended their hand to me. Yeah.
Anybody in particular?
Shit, it's a lot of people. I don't want to just get to leaving niggas out and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, a lot of solid individuals and, a lot of people haven't too. So, it's still all good though.
So when you got out though, that second time and the music shit was starting to work, did you have a hard time sort of leaving your old life behind, or was there ever like an abrupt decision that you made?
Yeah, man. Shit, yeah. Like, it's hard to leave some shit you've been doing for years. You know what I mean? That you like, your dedication is the street. Like, my dedication wasn't no fucking music. Like, that's fun shit. Like, my dedication, I might sound crazy. I don't give a fuck if I do. This is my story. You know what I'm saying? My dedication was the fucking street. Like, I'm going to be out here doing some type of shit forever was my mindset. You know what I mean? And some crazy way it kind of still is.
Right. Well, do you feel like you are kind of like an advocate for people that came from the same way of life as you, that you're speaking on their behalf, and that's the goal?
Yeah, so that's what I was about to get to too. Now that I got a voice and shit, like, I assume some type of responsibility because it's really like not for everybody. You know what I mean? So it'll be kind of like my duty to a certain extent to let that be known. Like, really all the shit that you gonna go through. Like, everybody not gonna be able to end their story with a smile, man. Like, a lot of people been victimized and fucked off and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't as lucky as me, you know what I'm saying, to, did the same shit and, end up like this. Like, I'm still here, I ain't crazy, I ain't smoked out, I'm dead, you know what I mean? I'm functioning, my mind right, so everybody ain't gonna be like that. And I know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a special case. You know what I mean?
Why do you think that is? Like, what is it? Just like luck?
I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? I honestly can't tell you what it is because, like, everybody that I was around it was the best of the best. Like, motherfuckers you think could never be gone. Gone, So I can't really explain why. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. So, I'm going to let motherfuckers know, like, hope you know what you doing, man.
Well, so do you have a hard time with that in terms of like trying to be a good influence to the young kids that are looking up to you and stuff, but at the same time, like, knowing that they're in the same exact position that you were in when you were younger and that they're probably going to make a lot of the same decisions?
My whole thing is like telling a motherfucker like don't mean really shit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people used to tell me shit like all the time. Like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. Like, that shit is annoying.
If life was as easy as just doing the right thing because your parents told you to do the right thing.
Do the right thing. I'm never going to be that type of motherfucker that just bounce out.
It probably works on a lot of people. It never worked on me. It definitely doesn't seem like it worked on you.
I'll never be that type of person. So my whole shit is like example. Like, okay, I get a store. You know what I'm saying? To show niggas something else. All right, you ain't got to sell dope, but you could have a store. You could drive a Grand Coupe. You know what I mean? You could live like this. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got to do that. So, my whole shit is just more so example because I'm not never finna be no preachy motherfucker. Because, it just is what it is with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
because we all know how pointless that is.
It's a waste of time. And then it make motherfuckers don't even, your young partners ain't gonna want to holler at the nigga that's preaching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to just give motherfuckers game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's it. Like, I ain't trying to, preach nothing else. But
you can do both. Like, E40, I feel like, is a positive example, but like also.
Yeah, but he not preaching, though.
No, being Well, being
He's spitting that
self-righteous,
shit.
yeah.
He just when
That's
I
what-
look at
yeah.
E40, I feel like he just like
But
me.
It's like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or Danny Brown, I feel is
Right.
like, like put some like, I don't know, you can soak up wisdom and kind of stuff. Even like, I don't know, like Prodigy died and I was thinking about that too. There's a
Yeah.
lot of like wisdom in there and like kind of like,
Yeah, hell yeah.
it's like a philosophy in its own way.
Like when you good at what you do, it's supposed to be like that.
It's kind of like the question of how much faith you put in the listener, though, because if you were to listen to, say, Mobb Deep on like a pretty base level, it's basically
That's
just
good,
like
that's good art though. Good
tales
art,
of
good
violence
art,
and
good-
stuff. You have to really sort of pay attention to the overall vibe of it to be able to say, like, okay, like he's actually detailing the negative side of this.
But it's so much intricacy. Just
That's what
like
Wu-Tang was.
It's more
That's
than
what-
just listening to the music. Like you gotta look into the person. That's why I like authentic shit. Like I like motherfuckers that keep it true to what they life entail up to the point of music, or even when music going on. Cause then you could take more from that. Like you can't take shit from no gimmicky ass motherfucker besides some shit that's gonna have you running around here stupid. Like, well, I'm stupid, crazy, stupid. You know what I mean? But like fucked up, like goofy, stupid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, niggas that how you running around goofy, stupid. Motherfuckers that call me stupid all day for my decisions, but
But your
not
shit
goofy.
is a different way because I seen you move in traffic and I seen you move in the Beamer. I know you got your own. And to me, I don't
Yeah,
know.
man, I'm a player.
I'm just saying,
like,
hey, man,
gonna
you know
come
what I
like
mean?
this.
it's
Listening up Too Short when you were a kid.
when you see it though, like I see a lot of people too, G, and the thing that, like, when the story matches up with the shit, because a lot of people got stories. It's a lot of famous rappers who they rap persona is actually their real life is way liver than they rap persona. The
True.
rap persona is really just something that they use, especially with the older dudes. The younger dudes, maybe not so much. But to see somebody, to me, like somebody like you, that's an unsigned rapper that has their own business, that makes music on their own terms, that has somebody like Jeff Weiss, that has somebody like Pun, that have all these things in place, that's a big thing. I know that you just can't be a regular like hood rapper. Like somebody's just saying, I'm just putting on from where I'm at, and I'm just saying what I'm saying. Those things still have to connect in a much deeper way. And then you have your fan base, like I said, from your core homies that's listening to them people at the Roxy.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
Yeah, that shit, yeah.
You know what I mean? When you go to New York, it's gonna be a difference. When your show, it's a difference. So that can only happen when people resonate with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing that, and that's because they resonate with what you're saying. To me, it's great to have this with Adam and have it with Jeff, because Jeff is an early proponent, and I think that you could put something on it early.
Jeff brung me in, man. Threw me in the pit. Yeah.
I don't know. It was just unique. You know what I mean? Like you don't hear that much. Like, but I think like LA has been having a lot of like really good artists kind of come out now. But like I grew up on like Quick and Sugar Free, and like what's cool is like there's a lot of like in the last 5-10 years, a lot of artists have come out, I think, and trying to they try to sound like the '90s or this or that. But it's really rare, I think, when someone can channel the feel of the '90s without the sound of the '90s. You know what I mean? Like the kind of like that. And I mean that like in a good way, like in terms of like storytelling, like a focus on lyricism, like like a attention to craft. He's not just putting out songs like you're not throwing songs out on SoundCloud. Like there's it's like it's real artistry. And like it's harder now because there's not you don't have like these major labels like you're like the Far Side. Like I was thinking about it. I was doing an article, $250,000 budget. All these people had crazy Mobb Deep. They were like talking about how small their budget was for the Infamous. It's still $80,000. $80,000 budget can go real far. You have to also like it's the voice too. Like
Voice.
I'm a writer. Like anyone that
Hey, man.
I mean, great rappers.
I've been having this
great
voice
writers.
my whole life.
All right, so what led you to the idea of opening the store? It's called So Way Out. And look, where's the name come from, first off?
So Way Out, just like some shit that I just said one day before I went to the pen the first time. You know what I mean? I was just clowning and said it, and then it just became like a phrase, you know what I mean? And then it morphed into the company that I got now. You know what I mean? And it's just pretty much like a way of life, like So Way Out, you know what I'm saying? Niggas used to call me burnt, like, why you got always been like, why you got this, why you do that? But why are you doing this though? You know what I'm saying? You got all this. why you doing this? So, you know, that's what the So Way Out kind of came in.
Do you
the
feel
play.
like a lot of people, like I think in the interview you did with Cypress, actually, you were sort of saying that a lot of the people you were around had like sort of a real closed-minded like outlook on life, and that's sort of what the name indicates, is that your view of what's possible is way bigger than that?
Yeah, so like not necessarily people that I'm around directly, but like more so indirect, like motherfuckers in the area. You know what I'm saying? You know how you're running into somebody, like, well, you're not from the hood. Like you might just,
Nope.
You know, you might go to the store or something, or be sliding up the block. Me, see, I still be walking through that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I park my shit or be riding a bike. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you might stop and see somebody and oh, what's going on with you? And you tell them what's going on with you, and they think you crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's really where that come from. Like, nigga, you can't do that. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Closed-minded motherfuckers that don't really know shit. You know what I'm saying?
But what thing about your situation is that you used to be the type of dude who really didn't see a future for himself that could go beyond just being in the streets and doing this and that. And
I bet you
now,
always saw a future.
I mean, not necessarily like me, as far as like right now, me, like I could have seen some shit like this. Like just being a bit, like just my whole shit is just, I got a problem with authority. I need to be in control of my shit. You know what I'm saying? So that really been my whole shit. And in the streets, like, you in control of your shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
but when you look at the rap thing, it's like you have to have like a huge amount of self-belief in order to think that you could become a rapper, coming from it being one of the most common things for people to try to do, coming from where you're
Oh,
coming from and
shit,
shit.
yeah.
You have to have a huge amount of faith in yourself and belief in yourself as a person to even try to become a rapper that people give a fuck about.
Right. So, you know, I would kind of say that I've always been like a confident motherfucker to like a certain extent, like confident, like just a gang of shit mixed in one. Nigga shy sometimes, you know what I mean? A regular person, but you know, I like when it's time, if I get a chance to show my ass, then I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? That just been me. You know what I mean? So, you know, with this music, I get a chance to show my ass, and people like it a little bit, so I just run with it. Like when I first started hustling, like I can make a little bit of money. Let me make a lot. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? I'm running this shit over here, or I'm over here. All these motherfuckers know me. Let me make everybody know. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's pretty much that same shit.
What's your like creative process when it comes to making music and everything?
Man, that shit is different all the time. Like, I be in the studio, then I get bored of the studio. I be in traffic. You know what I mean?
You mean writing raps or listening to
I
instrumentals?
be hitting corners, coming up with lines, conversation like this. I might like, damn, I do remember that. And I just touch on that subject. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, it's a lot. I'm like kind of like a visual artist. You know what I mean?
In the sense that you're what, like painting pictures in a way with your words?
Yeah. Exactly. So, like, conversations, me seeing shit, being out, or, you know, hearing certain shit, you know what I mean? And I don't really do I write all my shit, too.
You do
know what I'm
write?
saying? Yeah, I write.
That's cool. It's kind of gone out of style with a lot of the young kids these days.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of motherfuckers ain't saying shit.
It's not a great, like, I heard somebody say that one time. They're like, yeah, Jay-Z was a great artist, but Jay-Z's the reason why none of these kids write their raps down these days. So Jay-Z's the reason why rap sucks now.
I mean, he a special case. You know what I'm saying? He didn't write shit, but it was just like so vivid. You know what I mean?
There's I had an interview with one of this poet, like an old poet, and he was talking about this one poet, Allen Ginsberg, who was really famous, and like his whole thing was like spontaneous thought. So you just write the first thing that comes to your head and you don't edit it. And
That's
he's like,
the best shit too, though.
but he was like, that's cool for someone that's like a genius.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're a moron,
Right.
then
Jay-Z
you're
is
gonna
a
write lot of
genius. That's the whole thing,
Like
yeah.
Wayne too. Like Wayne didn't need to write that.
Right.
But like, you know, you got to. I think you have to figure out. You have to like know the rules, how to break the rules. Like, you know, you got to be a master before you can do the shit like that.
Right.
I don't think like Jay-Z, people don't remember he was doing Hawaiian Sophie. Like that, they see him in like, you know, Black Album Jay-Z.
He fucked up
It's
a bunch
like-
of times before, and yeah.
He got washed on that song, The Graveyard, with like Big L. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like, Big L like killed him in freestyles. I mean, there's a lot of like, and I feel like, I mean, like, that's the thing, right? Like, it's like, I feel like you couldn't be
Yeah,
where,
this would take a while.
yeah. Even Kanye, like they were saying about Kanye, like Jensen Karp has a really good book, and he was talking about like Kanye would go to like the TJF Fridays in Times Square and just start rapping at waitresses, and the waitresses would be like, Kanye. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Don't rap, and he had braces. You know.
And that's the kind of shit that when you look at that, it seems like if your homie did that, you'd be like, yeah, you're the corniest motherfucker on earth.
Wouldn't put him on the album.
Now you look at it in retrospect, like, damn, what a genius.
But
Right.
like, you have to be delusional to be successful. I feel like it has to come from somewhere.
Yeah,
and then
because
it becomes real.
right, exactly. Because there's gonna be so many motherfuckers like, no, go get a job.
Right.
No, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And just my whole thing been rebelling from the jump. So, you know,
You're just that kind of guy.
yeah, I'm like, fuck it. You
That's
know?
the best gangster rap though. I definitely say like to me, you know, like we don't have cowboy movies now. So back in the days, that's what cowboys was gangster movies.
Yeah, I was
Feel
thinking
me?
about that.
It's
Them
a-
niggas
it's a-
was fighting, shooting,
You know what I mean?
the
All
whole
that shit. It's a group from out here in the '90s that shout out Jay Prince, rapper I had called Menace Clan. And one of my famous thing was, bro said, he said, gangsters used to ride horses, now they ride cars. You can't keep a gangster like me behind bars. And what I understood him saying was the same shit. Like, we like modern day cowboys. Like, in the gangster movies, so America love a gangster story. It's
Yeah.
a against all story. So America's a country. If you go back and you ask people in the hood, or definitely if you ask, I'm from the drug dealer generation, you ask people that we know, and you go back to songs and you listen to Nas and people, and not really Cuban now, because they was more a different type of thing, but if you listen, people was always talking about Bush. They was always talking about Reagan. They was always talking about, because they let the dope come in. Those were people that was, you know that, like Trump, like if you 8 years old, you're going to be a future drug dealer in 10 years, you're going to be referencing Trump, because that's the gangster of America. He's gangster in America. He don't take, the same way you live your life, he don't give a fuck about what anybody says. And that's a true gift that we have over here. So the most nerdiest person, the whitest of white people that come over here that can barely speak the language, they love gangster rap. They love because it's the
Because
American
everybody
dream.
want to say fuck it,
Everybody
but
want to
they
say it.
probably can't.
Like
Right.
I was like 9 years old on the opposite side of the country, and I seen like the Doggy Style video, and it just made such a crazy impact on me. And one thing that occurs to me is this is around the same time in my life where I was really, really into professional wrestling for like a year, and then my mom made me stop watching it because I was getting in fights in school so much. And I can kind of see how like, okay, I stopped watching wrestling, but then I found like something else that gave
was
me
worse.
a lot of badass dudes living by in their own way. You know, it really like represented like what I wanted in terms of like entertainment at that time in my life.
Well, I feel it's both, you know, like we're talking about LA, right? Like, I mean, what was the first like real gangster rap song from LA? It's probably like 6 in the morning.
6 in the morning.
Or you could maybe even say
Batarang.
Batarang. Yeah,
Batarang.
Batarang, right? Like, what is that song about? That's about, like, I mean, everyone saw the NWA movie now, but that was real. Like, Nancy Reagan was
They
showing
said,
up.
my homie said the Batarang hit our hood first. Hit the homie spot first.
Yeah, and Nancy Reagan was, like, showing up and, like, taking tours of it,
everybody
you know?
was there. They said everybody was there the first time it hit news, everything.
Yeah.
Big as fuck.
Like, there was, like, a very famous, I think it was, like,
Need
or
to
you
get
probably
it,
know
find
better, but
the
it was like
clip of that
1990,
shit.
1991 was before the riots where like they came and tore up an entire complex looking for like drug dealers. There weren't any drug dealers there. They just like displaced like dozens and dozens of people, and that's like, you know, I feel like that's like, you know, it's like that's why your music is powerful, because it's coming from a real place. It's like, you know, you're telling your story, and it's like I think like that's all you can do as an artist. I think is just be honest. It doesn't matter what your story is, but it's telling whatever that is, and honesty with like unflinching.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, people can smell that
It's a
authenticity.
fearlessness, you know, right? Like that's what we're talking about. Like we fuck with like outlaws in America, but like, you know, I always think of like this one famous Bob Dylan quote, which is corny to quote him, but it's like you got to be an honest man to live outside the law, you know.
Yeah, true.
And like I feel like
True.
G. Perico is an honest man living outside the law.
Real. There's a moment on the new album where you say something about like, you know, normal people or white people looking at you when you go in somewhere. Like, who the
Got
fuck is
sushi
this?
from Sugarfish.
Yes.
Patrons like, who is this with all these Crips? South Central, I can't change my mental. Yeah.
See, I like that you mentioned Sugarfish, which is kind of like an iconic hipster.
I fucks with Sugarfish.
See, there's a
saying?
crossover between both worlds.
I'd be up in there, you know what I mean?
Got the Postmates on it.
But does it go out? Does it cross your mind that like, you know, do you go out of your way, like when you go into that kind of environment, that if like you're dressed in a certain way or you have a bunch of people with you and you're all wearing certain colors or whatever, that certain types of people are going to look at you one way, and that you love where you're coming from enough that it's worth having people sort of judge you or look at you in a certain way?
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm black, bro, so they gonna judge me regardless. You know what I mean? Like my first, what they say, what's it called? Your first impression. Mm-hmm. my first impression probably bad on a lot of like people that don't understand this shit. You know what I'm saying? And even if I tried to clean it up, it'd probably be the same way. You know what I mean? So, you know, I can't really that shit take up too much time worrying about that type of shit anyway. You know what I mean? Like it just steal from my life. You know, our lifespans be short, man. So I don't give a fuck what they think.
So what do you sell out of your store, and why did the cops run up in there and raid your ass?
I sell t-shirts, hats, beanies, crew necks, sweaters, sweatpants, Gatorade, water, BC powder. I stopped selling tobacco. That shit don't make no money.
Really? You don't make any money selling blunts and shit?
Fuck no, that shit.
I didn't know that. I always
That shit-
assumed that was a good
Smoke
business to
away.
be
That shit
in.
is a waste of my fucking time. I'd rather just get that shit away. That's how serious I am about the hustle. Like you got to just have a high volume of people to make money with tobacco, or you got to just be illegal selling a million singles and shit. And that's like, I pass on that. You know what I'm saying?
It's dangerous selling Lucy's these days?
I mean, if you own a fucking shop, like they send motherfuckers in there to try to buy singles and shit, and you know they didn't. I remember they did my homie like that. They sent somebody in there to buy some singles. He sold it.
And then when you
They
get like a
raided his shit,
$5,000
gave him
fine
a
and
fine.
shit.
Eric
yeah.
Garner was selling Lucy's.
Right.
New York.
Yeah,
And
so-
in New York, every single corner store you go in, you can buy a Lucy pretty much. And in LA,
That's
like,
because the cigarettes cost so much. But
Yeah.
now out here, cigarettes went up damn near to
Yeah,
the
they just
same
raised it
price as
$2.
New York.
yeah.
So
it's
it's
crazy.
like-
I remember that. I remember coming out here and just forgetting about Lucy's right away. Like, yeah, I guess it just don't exist out
You
here.
ain't been to the hood.
Yeah, I just didn't ask. I stopped asking.
Go
Well, I
to
don't
the
buy
hood,
cigarettes
it's
anyway.
singles and the whole shit. But,
Okay.
Yeah, but shit, I don't got that problem no more. I quit. I'm clean. Few months clean.
Off cigarettes.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Pretty smooth. I don't even got the urge or nothing no more.
You smoke weed?
Every now and then I can't. Yeah, I smoke weed, but it's hard for me to sit here with a straight face and claim it though, cause
Not
you know,
enough
I
for it to
don't-
count?
Yeah, I don't smoke that much.
Because we all know people who really smoke weed out here.
Yeah.
Too much weed. You were never into like other drugs and stuff?
Yeah, I used to pop ecstasy like a motherfucker. And a homie gave me a half a pill of ecstasy one summer. And I had just got a new car, I got a new chain and shit. We getting all this money. And he gave me a half a red pill. My homie Dros. Love that nigga to death. He like, man, take this, drink orange juice with it, woo woo. And I'm looking at it the whole time. I'm like, damn. And I took it. It was a Friday night, man, because the motorcycle club used to crack in my hood on Friday night and shit, right? So I'm high as a bitch off of that shit. Like, I'm talking nonstop. You know what I mean?
Moving and
I'm
shit.
tripping.
I know how that is. Jaw
You know what I
on
mean?
swivel.
The whole shit, jaws moving. And I didn't have no bitches. I end up with one of the homegirls. That night, man. I fucked her ass until like the sun was coming up. I was still fucking like, I was still getting it.
That's
Back
ecstasy right
sweaty.
there. Fuck until the
She done
sun
damn
comes
near
up.
Fell
Yep.
asleep. Nigga, hey. I said, nigga, give me some more of that shit. Yeah. And yeah, I was fucking with that shit real heavy for a minute. I don't really fuck around no more.
Yeah. You end up having some bad mornings if you do that shit too
Yeah,
much.
you be dry as a motherfucker. Like, yeah, it be, you know.
Depressed 2
I
days
never
later.
slept for a whole entire day until I started taking ecstasy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, what the fuck?
But sleeping for a day is kind of better than like riding it out the whole next day. You got to wake up at like 9 a.m. Your serotonin levels are just zero. And ugh.
Yeah, so yeah, I you know, I did that. When I was younger, probably about 14, I smoked some Sherm.
How was that?
Weird as fuck.
Never did that.
I never do that again. I smoked. Matter of fact, I was probably around 15. You know what I'm saying? We smoked 2 Sherm sticks. And
That's what me and Jeff are doing once you guys leave.
and I was at the homie house. He had some nigga from the valley with him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Crip nigga from the valley. He had him with him. And we smoked the Sherm. And I was in the valley with him. You know what I'm saying? And nigga, I walked up the steps. I remember somebody saying my name like BG. And the shit, the room was crazy as fuck, right? I was just too high, and I lay down, and then I wake up in the room, and I just get to calling everybody in my phone, and I kind of like fall out. But the next morning, like everybody calling me, "Is you straight?" Woo, woo. You know what I mean? And I leave. I'm trying to get back to the hood. I'm lost. I don't even know how to get back to the hood. We in the valley somewhere. I had to call my mama, like, man, how I get
Walk from the valley to South Central.
I'm like, how I get back over there? Like, what I gotta take?
30 miles away.
And she told me, and I got back, and I ain't never. That's something I would never do again. That's like one of my, like, unproud moments, like in the street shit. Like you hear all the shit I've been talking, like fuck it.
Right.
That right there, that shit wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's certain drugs that you try, and then you just get a window into what it's like to be a junkie. You're like, oh, if I did that a couple more
and then
times.
I just remember like when I was little, niggas getting asshole naked off of that shit, and then like certain people just losing their sense, like just going dumb. And while I was high, I was like thinking that, like, damn, am I gonna come back from this shit? Mm-hmm. I said, no, that's not for me, bro. Y'all have fun doing that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm good. Yeah.
On your newest mixtape, what would you say is like the improvements or the changes over your more recent projects before that?
I think me just picking better beats and learning how to deliver the lifestyle better. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I got so much shit to say, like, because I've been in so much shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, feel like I'm explaining it a little bit better now. Like, you see how I walked you through the shit, the sugarfish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
see, that's painting the fucking picture right there, because you're just taking these little references that kind of like fill in the blanks and like you can say like sort of generic shit about being in the hood.
You can see that
right,
shit
and that's like day-to-day facts though, right there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how sugarfish all tight and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Are you starting to cross over though, where you feel like you're in the hood less and you're around all this like fancy Hollywood shit and everything now? Is it a little weird?
Nah, not really, because like right before I start trying to rap, that's like when I was, kind of getting in the mix of other shit. You know what I'm saying? Just, from Fast Money, like being around a lot of shit. So, I mean, I got a shop. I got, spots to stop through like on the regular. So I'm around on the regular, but, certain shit just don't like move me no more. You know what I mean? So, I'm definitely like growing, but I'm kind of like still the same, like,
Yeah, makes sense. So wait, why did the cops raid your store again?
Oh yeah, damn! How we get off track on that?
Oh, because we started talking about not selling
cigarettes
switchers.
And shit, right? So yeah, all the shit I sell in the store, rubbers. I sell single rubbers too.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I mean?
Not everybody has enough money for a full pack.
For the community. What are you talking
about?
about?
Yeah, hell yeah. But they raided the shop. One of my homies just got shot and shit, and it was like big. You know what I mean? Like, and like the cops know me, you know what I'm saying? They know what I'm known for and shit. So, of course, I got a shop. They see that, they think I'm doing like super good. They hate it, you know what I mean? The police station right down the street, so they all got to roll past and see the big ass "So Way Out" sign. You know what I mean? So they like, shit, we know for sure he's in there on some shit. Let's just make a little. And the crazy thing, I spent the night in the hood that night. I had a studio around the side in the same building. I fell asleep in the studio. I woke up in the morning, walked to the front, got me a little hygiene shelf in my office. So I go brush my teeth. Soon as I sit down in the office, I got one of them glass windows you can see out, but you can't see in. So I'm sitting down, and I'm like, I just see the police just running through, SWAT gear. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
And they couldn't see you?
And I'm like, I don't feel like having them put their knee all in my face and shit and all. I'm past that right now. But I'm still on parole, so I can't really talk shit how I want to. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, they come in, they run in, lay me down. I ain't got nothing, don't shoot. You know what I'm saying? Don't shoot. You know what I'm saying? Lay down. And they take me in the front, they search the shit. And my manager at the time was a Jewish dude, Ori. That's still my partner. And
definitely not Pun.
And
you don't look Jewish.
And they take him while they got us outside cuff, and they bring him. I'm like, man, you better tell these motherfuckers I'm the owner. Fuck is they uncuffing you for? And they need to talk to me. I was I was pissed
Hot
off,
about
bro.
it.
I was hot. I'm like, nigga, this me right here. Y'all got to talk, show me some respect, which it's ways that, to make them show respect. But, yeah, that shit was kind of aggravating. But yeah, they just bounced through to see if I was in there slipping, and they was probably pretty sure I had some guns or something laying around. And I learned my lessons from catching so many gun cases. You can't flush one of them down the toilet. But if it's life or death,
They should be happy to see you fucking doing a legit store, but do you think that they're forever just gonna hate on you?
It. Like a lot of motherfuckers I've been playing like cops and robbers with since I was a little kid.
You
Like,
recognize their faces and
grew
all
up
that?
chasing me.
Right.
Like actually seeing me, chasing me, I get away one day, you know what I'm saying? Or I went to jail and they didn't think they thought I was gonna get a gang of time and I get out, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been one of the like most hated over there and now. I'm probably still on the board in the police station right now.
Yeah, you right down that
Yeah, I'm
especially
probably-
way over there
yeah.
where you at, down the street.
Right, I'm probably still on the board right now, you know what I mean? But I just took heed to like where I was fucking up at over the years, you know what I'm saying? And it's the gun shit, you know what I mean?
I was gonna say, obviously, everyone knows LAPD's history. Do you think it's gotten better in the last 10, 15 years? Has it gotten worse?
I mean, I ain't been in no investigation rooms getting slammed around in a long time, but I ain't doing the exact same shit. But
Yeah.
I've been in them scenarios too. Room 112, you know what I mean, in the 10-8. I've been up in there a few times. Like, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers rough me up a little bit. I've been in that. I've been dropped off before, all that shit. But my job now is to just stay out they fucking way. That been my job, so I can't really tell you the difference now because I'm a professional dodger. You know what I mean?
You gotten really good at it?
Yeah, I know what parts of town to stay up out of when they see certain motherfuckers, they gonna harass you. So, I move a whole lot more cautious as far as when it comes to the cops. But I'm legit now too, so I got pulled over the other day right here on Perico, banking off Perico and Redondo, and I ain't got no front plate on my car, and they snatched me because of that, and he pulled me over. They light me up and shit. They like, you. I said, yeah, I know I ain't got no front plate on the car. It fell off. I reached the ground. I'm like, wait, don't shoot. He like, hold up. And I'm like, man, he said, what you say? I said, man, don't shoot me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he tell me his shit. I'm Sergeant Bloopty Blop. I haven't shot anybody. I've been on the force for 17 years, whatever. I'm like, all right, well, I know the police for shooting motherfuckers, so don't shoot me. I don't feel like getting shot today. You know what I mean? And I gave him all my shit, my credentials. And he like, well, you're lucky, you're legit. I'm like, shit, you thought I wasn't? You know what I mean?
Right.
You hope I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So, that part feel good. Like, but I still like, I don't even sleep a certain way just based on all the fucking raids and just different shit I've been in. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even drive home a certain way. You feel me? I don't just drive and go straight in the house. Nigga, it take me like 15 minutes when I get around the house to get up in that motherfucker.
Really?
I'm circling shit. I'm looking in cars just because I know, Like just from, it's certain shit when you know what I mean? When you been there, So, it's just like routines that I never shake, you know what I mean? And that being one of them.
Damn, that's interesting. I think about that all the
And
time.
that's why I ain't never I got shot one time, but why I never been shot up until that point, I went against my shit that one particular time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah, you got shot, just walking out of the studio or something?
Nah. I was coming back to the studio.
Okay. And they hit you in the hip?
Yeah, and like grazed a nigga ass, bottom of my ass. Too.
What year was this?
This was 2016, 2015.
So just like
last
year
year
ago.
Yeah, last
Damn.
year.
Played at the Roxy that night.
Yeah, this was last year.
Right, and that was from your story, right, Jeff? That he was not worried about the gunshot wound. He was just worried about.
It's interesting when you're like a journalist because it's like you have, I don't know, I wanted to write like a 3,000 word story, but you start writing a story and it's like.
Yeah, you got to shorten it up.
You got to shorten it up, but you're like, you got to find things that like define someone's character and like you go to work that night. You know, it's his
Yeah,
own way.
I got to get it, man.
Yeah.
Like shit don't stop.
Nothing,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? We done been hit and was right back up in there. When nobody was in there, all right, we get some locks. We right back in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's pretty much the same shit. Never die, you know? But yeah. You know.
So you performed at the Roxy with a big hole in your ass? Or a little hole?
Yeah, like in my hip and like sliced across my ass. Yeah.
It wasn't as big a deal as we all assume it is when you get shot?
Nah, it's not a big
you got
old
lucky
deal.
with that
Just
one?
The big deal was me allowing a motherfucker to catch me slipping after all these years of just being like a fucking ninja. But it was, the situation was crazy though. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how to walk down the, like I'll get through anywhere at night. Like especially in my hood, like I know everything. Like a nigga won't see me at nighttime.
So
And I stroll right past.
let me ask you this too, because I always say this to my people. Because I feel like I never got shot. I got a ricochet, it didn't have nothing to do with me. But did you feel like after that you was mad? Like, because I was mad. Like, I was mad.
I was like mad, and then at the same time, like I ain't fucked up. It was kind of funny, like they ain't get me, stupid ass niggas. Like coulda got me. You know what I mean? Like they blocked me in around the corner. You know what I'm saying? And I swerved up out of that. I'm trying to get to the lab to, you know, get right. And a whole nother car pull up and serve me. You know what I mean? But the crazy thing was like, I was mad. I'm still mad. But it's like, it's funny because like if anybody bragging about that, that's another story. But, you know, a nigga could have killed me. Like if you was a killer, you could have just jumped out. Y'all got me blocked in again while I'm parking and just shoot up the car. And I'm ducked in there. And
That's how you felt? Like if you wanted to kill me, you could have done it right there and you didn't?
Right. You know what I'm saying? You could have did your shit and then like just other shit that I know, you know what I mean? As far as like scenarios, it was like funny, like these suck ass niggas.
Was your attitude at that moment, like, I can't believe that 2 cars full of people just tried to kill me? Or were you like, oh, I can't believe they caught me slipping because of course there's a lot of people.
Slipping, that's what, I'm not the nigga that's supposed to slip. You know what I'm saying? That's like, that was the really more like the defeat for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga ain't supposed to catch, I'm the nigga that catch niggas slipping.
But you weren't surprised that there were dudes who wanted to kill you?
Nah, I mean, that's part of life, shit.
Do you think with getting more success in the music shit, do you feel like that's even more of a risk?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not, when you moving on bigger shit, like I'm not moving in the same little radius.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, when I come through, it's different. And yeah, motherfuckers wanna, I'm pretty sure it's motherfuckers wanna get me. Like, you know, that's part of LA. Like, that's how we bred. He an enemy, fuck that nigga. And he doing this thing. I don't know why, fuck that nigga. Most of these niggas don't know why our hood's beef. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas, you know, don't, but you know, maybe one of the homies did something to they people. So, like, you grow up with hate for motherfuckers you don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's LA. So, that's LA, man. Like, that's to be expected. Like, it's regular shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing to bother me and lose no sleep over. Like, nigga, this shit regular, nigga. These niggas want to kill everybody.
Yeah, I hear you. Any questions over on this side of the table for our mans here? We're about an hour and 18 minutes in, so.
What you think? Did you go to NEP demo last weekend?
Nah, I had to shoot this shit for Vice.
Oh, yeah.
I had to shoot this shit for Vice, and my boy brung me a bully. My boy Kush Kennels, brung me a hard ass bully, all white. My boy Kilo. So I had to get my dog and do this shit for Vice. So I missed it, but I'm gonna probably stop through there tomorrow. So
the reason I said that, because I feel like, you know, one of the things I really respect about Nip is that what he do for the district.
He's talking about Nipsey Hussle for the record.
What him and Sam do, period. Just, you know, even outside of their hood, just for what they do. Is that something, because I deal with a lot of rappers too, is that something that you want to do for your turf as far as
yeah,
like,
hell yeah, because I feel like I didn't help motherfuckers like and been adamant, like I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but been adamant about helping motherfuckers like to get money, but like a lot of niggas was fucking themselves off, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I need to that's my thing too, you know what I'm saying? To just, you know, bring like a better frame of mind or just like thought to the area, you know what I'm saying? Besides just like losing, you know what I mean? Because everybody not like me, you know what I'm saying? So I can't expect them to be. So I definitely operate with that in mind, you know what I'm saying?
You fuck with the city councilman and all that shit over there?
Yeah, I think it's a new one though. I've been trying to get in contact with him for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll be doing giveaways and shit and all that. So he came to my shop before and bought some shit, but I think he moved up. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna holler at Pun because I'll be actually helping different people with that.
Yeah, I need to get with the city councilman. Like, if I'd have got with him, if I'd have been in contact with him, because I fell out of contact with him, like I'll be doing turkey drives, backpack drives and shit and all that. You know what I mean? So I'll be trying to just like, you know, do it legit. You know what I mean?
That's dope. Well, this has been a very informative interview. I've been stuck on the new mixtape for the past couple of days, and TK's been singing your praises for a long time now. So I'm glad we got this one done. And Jeff, thanks for coming through. Jeff's interview is going down next for the record. I'm going to be pressing Jeff after this.
That's gonna be some shit.
Jeff got some shit to say.
I'm going to see what happens.
Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so you got any shout-outs you want to give or anything we need to look out for?
Shit, man, just more music on the way. More merch, more visuals, more shows, more hoes, more clothes, everything, more business, you know what I mean? Shout out all my niggas, you know what I'm saying, that been holding me down, you know what I mean? All the bitches been holding me down, everybody, all the fans that fuck with it, you know what I mean? Shout out you for bringing me through. My partner's right here. You know what I mean? It's
I'm
all
trying to come
love.
through the store.
So way out. When you want to come through?
Next week? Let's do it. You want to come, TK?
Come on, man, I got you, bro.
Let's go. I need you. I need you. Your protection, bro. Anyway, G Perico, you know where to find him. Check him out on YouTube, SoundCloud, etc., Instagram. It's on the screen. Thank you very much to Jeff Weiss and TK for co-hosting on this. Thank you very much to the whole management crew and his old Selly, who's over here too, and everything.
That been my nigga before he was in the pit.
It's just good luck. All right, well, this has been No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes.
All blue.
Bow.
Falling like an elf, leave a guy, no